Hey, I'm Grace from Be Whole, Be Happy, Life, Relationship, and Intimacy Coaching. Today I'd like to talk about creating energetic boundaries. So, this is something that a lot of people have recently asked me about in various communities, authentic communities, Tantra communities, spiritual communities, and in everyday life. This may affect you and you don't know it, or you may really know it if you happen to be a sensitive, a hypersensitive person, if you have started to work with energy, if you've started to work with tantric practices, or even tantric hatha yoga, moving energy through yourself in different ways, connecting with different people or different crowds of people. You may have noticed possibly a feeling of depletion or exhaustion around people. Maybe the feeling that you can't control your energy. Maybe the feeling that you're losing your energy, or commonly that you're taking on other people. So perhaps you've had a session with someone, or a friend has called you and needed some support, and at the end of it you feel like you're carrying something that's not yours. So I'd like to offer a couple of techniques to create energetic boundaries. The intention of this is not to create space between other people. It's not to say, I don't want to be near you. It's to build trust in yourself that you actually can create a bit of a buffer. So you don't have to be impacted or affected or exhausted or energetically, emotionally blown out of whack because of someone else's energy. So we'll start with a simple breathing practice. This is called Mahayoga Pranayama, which means the great yogic breath, and it's a 3-part breath. This is the basic part of the practice, and then there's a lot of things that can be added on. So first we'll do the basic practice for a couple of minutes, then I'll give you a few variations, and that'll be our teaching for today. The 3-part yogic breath, Mahayoga Pranayama, starts with breathing in down in the belly. So we breathe in first down in the belly. We bring that breath up into the area of the chest, and then we breathe all the way up through the collarbones, so the very tops of the shoulders. We do that in one part altogether, so it looks like this. And then we're going to hold that breath in, but relax the body. And hold the breath in for as long as you can. So maybe in the beginning it'll be 20, 30 seconds. Eventually you can hold it upwards of a minute. As you're holding the breath, visualize and kinesthetically feel your pranic body, your energy body, begin to strengthen. So your pranic body or your chi body is located just outside of your physical body. It's like the blueprint of your physical body. And it's the blueprint for your health. So when our pranic body is depleted in a certain place, we're much more prone to have imbalance, sickness, disease in that place. And there's been a lot of work, a lot of studies, and besides the scientific studies, practices done for thousands of years in the ancient traditions and the mystic traditions about healing the physical body through healing the energy. And the other piece of creating an energetic boundary with the pranic body, with the practice of the breath, is that you can create kind of a bubble, a buffer, if you will, so that when the energetic body is built up more and more, it becomes impermeable as you would like. So you can keep other people at bay, keep other people's energy at bay, and really be more present about your own energy resources and your own presence. So we'll start the practice together. We're going to start with 3 cleansing breaths. We'll breathe out very deeply through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Do that 2 more times. So releasing stagnant energy, clearing out the breath in the lungs. And then we'll take this big breath in, the belly, the chest, up through the shoulders. Hold the breath in. And as you hold the breath in, again, visualize this layer, this buffer of energy. And we'll start with just a visualization at the chest, at the level of the heart. We begin by closing the eyes and take a deep breath out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more time, inhale. Last deep exhale. And this time, inhale first down into the belly, up into the chest, and up into the collarbones, shoulders. You notice the shoulders will rise a little bit. Hold the breath in, but relax the shoulders, sitting with a nice tall body. And visualize this layer of prana, energy, chi, strengthening throughout your whole body. You can focus your attention specifically at the level of the heart. And when you're ready, exhale deeply through the mouth. And begin again as you're ready. A full deep breath, the belly, chest, and up to the top of the lungs, into the collarbones. Hold the breath in, relax the body. And let's do one more. And whenever you have finished your last exhale, let the breath return to normal. Keep the eyes closed and take a minute to notice the effects, the echoes of this practice. A feeling of insulation throughout your entire being, and specifically an increase in prana at the level of the heart, the lungs, the cardiovascular system, the respiratory system. A feeling of stability and openness. And as you're ready, you can let your eyes open. I would recommend doing this practice for a minimum of 5 minutes. Set your timer. And if you're working on how to create energetic boundaries, do this every day to start to build up that buffer. It's also something you can do with your eyes open in any situation. I used to practice this on the bus, or you can practice it driving in your car, again, with your eyes open, please. Or maybe at a sporting event or in a large group community event where you start to feel like other people's energy is really getting into you, or maybe that feeling of being depleted. It also can help calm down the nervous system. So if you notice your anxiety levels start to rise, maybe before a big meeting or a presentation, a tough conversation with your partner, this is a really great practice to do. Now, a variation. For the next phase, we're going to try locking this energy at the level of the navel. The navel activates our self-trust, our inner willpower, a feeling of inner balance. It's kind of like that strength and calm of a martial artist. So where you have a free access to your power, your will, your strength, and yet there is the trust and the surrender to not use that at will. So for this second variation of the practice, working with the navel chakra Manipura, also called the upper dantian in the Taoist tradition, bring your right hand onto the navel or just outside the navel, and then the left hand on top of the right, making an X shape. The thumbs can also touch. And this is locking the energy at the navel. So for some people, actually touching the physical body will bring more awareness to this part of the being. Some people want to make more of a connection with the energetic body, so stay a little bit away from the physical body. You can suss that out for yourself. You can experiment and see what works for you. So this practice is a little bit different than the practice at the heart or just noticing the buffer throughout the whole body. I find this to be a little bit more empowering. So if I really need to assert some boundaries, I really need to feel into my own power, build trust in myself and my willpower, this is a great practice. So the practice looks the same. We'll start with a big breath out through the mouth. Inhale fully, belly, chest, and shoulders. We hold the breath in, and then focus your attention here at the level of the navel, Manipura chakra, or the fire center. We hold that breath in as long as you can until you reach that point of discomfort. And it's great to go a second or two beyond that point of discomfort. And then exhale deeply and begin again. If you find yourself lightheaded or getting a little bit out of breath, take a normal relaxed breath or two in between each practice. That's perfectly fine. It doesn't make the practice better or worse. You just want to keep your concentration on the practice. So if that starts to get distracting, the feeling of being out of breath, then take a breath in between or just continue round after round. So let's do a few rounds of this second variation. Again, closing the eyes. And if you would prefer, just gaze your eyes down at the earth. The idea is that we're not taking in information. And we start with a big breath out through the mouth. Bringing the hands up to the belly, right hand and then left. Deep breath in, belly, chest, and shoulders. Hold the breath in and bring your attention down to the area of the navel. Inner strength, willpower. Holding this breath to the edge of your comfort and just slightly beyond. And release the hands, exhale deeply. Continuing again. A deep breath in, belly, chest, and shoulders, and then bring the hands up to lock the energy at the navel. And when you conclude the round you're on, let the breath return to normal. Always pausing for a moment of awareness. Notice this continued feeling of insulation, strengthening, emboldening of the pranic body, and specifically the activation of Manipura chakra, and this consciousness of courage, willpower, determination, the ability to set and hold boundaries. Those are our two practices for today. There are many more practices around creating energetic boundaries, and I look forward to seeing you in another episode of this. Happy practicing.